I'm Xochitl Mora with the City of McAllen. Welcome to your McAllen Minutes. If you missed the McAllen City Commission meeting of February 27th, don't worry. Here's a brief recap of what was discussed. McAllen Mayor Javier Villalobos called the McAllen City Commission meeting to order, and after the Pledge of Allegiance, District 3 Commissioner Omar Quintanilla gave the invocation. Commissioners began the meeting with a recognition of the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation Region 2 State Male Athlete of the Year, Aiden Granados. The recognition, led by Parks and Recreation Director Denny Moline and his team, highlighted the accomplishments of Granados over the years as a member of the Parks and Recreation Team McAllen track team since the age of 8 years old. At this year's TAF State Games, Aiden brought home the state championship in both the 3,200-meter and 1,600-meter races. After competing and winning against runners from across the state, Aiden Castle Granados was nominated and selected by his peers by unanimous vote as the TAF Region 2 State Male Athlete of the Year. Aiden's accomplishments, including his recognition at TAF, will continue to inspire his fellow McAllen athletes and let them know that they too can reach their goals. Congratulations, Aiden, and go Team McAllen. Commissioner Quintanilla was joined by Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez and members of the Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force. Hidalgo County, the 8th most populous county in Texas, has a disproportionate number of people living at or below the federal poverty level, with some estimates showing that as many as 40% living in poverty locally, meaning that as many as 400,000 residents may be underemployed and struggling financially. The contributors to poverty are multifaceted and complicated, with the effects of poverty extending to issues of health, food insecurity, educational attainment, and even crime. Hidalgo County and its municipalities are committed to providing essential services to its residents, but recognize that the most effective way to combat this challenge is to help people escape poverty with proper job training and effective financial literacy. The Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force, composed of more than 160 community leaders and policymakers, has been formed with the mission of providing help to those who need it while identifying candidates for job training with the aim of developing human capital, enhancing existing businesses, and attracting new business. The City of McAllen acknowledges the challenges of poverty locally and endorses the efforts of the Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force. District 5 Commissioner Victor Sebi Haddad was joined by female employees of the City of McAllen to proclaim the month of March as Women's History Month in McAllen. American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation, state, and city in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. American women have played and continue to play critical economic, cultural, and social roles in every sphere of the life of the nation, state, and city by constituting a significant portion of the labor force working inside and outside of the home. The City of McAllen is an organization where women flourish and is proud to boast an equal number of women and men in positions of leadership, influence, and decision and policymaking as directors within the organization, helping to bring new vision and perspective to the growth and direction of the municipality and, more importantly, the community. The City of McAllen is also proud to participate in the celebration of the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women because visibility and awareness help drive positive change for women, and as an organization strives to allow women to walk with a purpose. Under the consent agenda, Commissioners approved an interlocal agreement between the City of McAllen and Hidalgo County, which allows the McAllen Public Library to continue to receive funding from Hidalgo County to assist in defraying the expenses of providing county library services. The library is budgeted to receive $14,588 in 2023. Commissioners approved a supply contract with Performance Metal Works DBA Proform of Winsboro, Texas, for the purchase of various size dumpster floors with unit prices as follows: $232.14, $349.24, $216.74, and $246.96. The dumpster floors are used to refurbish older dumpsters as needed to extend the life of the dumpster and defer the purchase of additional dumpsters. Commissioners approved an award of professional engineering services contract to Able City for the Vision Zero Plan project, which will use education, engineering, evaluation, enforcement, and policy to look for creative ways to make McAllen's transportation system safer by putting safety first and not a cost-to-benefit analysis. The plan will gather data from different platforms to target hotspots and focus efforts more efficiently to make improvements. Commissioners approved the following 4 co-op purchases: a 5-year maintenance support for the city's primary storage arrays that provides storage for the city's critical information systems. The cost is $56,710 through the Texas Department of Information Resources. A purchase of replacement PCs and laptops located throughout McAllen City Hall to replace those that are 5 to 7 years old. The cost is for $92,200 through the Texas Department of Information Resources. A purchase contract to Verizon Wireless of New York, New York for 60 months of custom 4G unlimited wireless telecom voice, data services, and equipment mobile broadband service for national security, public safety, and first responders for 385 RGV Texas Anti-Gang Unit license plate recognition system with selected options through Texas DIR for the McAllen Police Department. The cost is $588,819, which will be paid with grant award funding. A purchase of 51 self-contained breathing apparatus harnesses and 76 cylinders for the McAllen Fire Department in the amount of $395,869.77 to heat safety through their cooperative buying contract HGAC. Commissioners authorized increasing the McAllen Fire Department's strength ordinance from 6 captains to 7 captains. Commissioners approved a minute order to establish miler review fees of $250 after the first review of plans submitted to the Planning and Zoning Department. Commissioners authorized increasing the posted speed limit on 23rd Street from 35 miles per hour to 40 miles per hour along Expressway 83 to El Rancho Avenue. Commissioners authorized a submission of a grant application to the Office of the Governor 2023 State Homeland Security Program regular projects, which provides funding to support local efforts to prevent terrorism and other catastrophic events and prepare for the threats and hazards that pose the greatest risk to the security of Texas citizens. The grant application is for the purchase of a mobile cascade trailer with radios, light towers, drainage pumps, and generators to enhance preparedness and response capabilities to local, regional, and statewide emergencies. If awarded, the grant request is in the amount of $568,000, with no local match required. Commissioners authorized a submission of a grant application to the Office of the Governor Public Safety Office Criminal Justice Division for the Texas Anti-Gang Unit. The City of McAllen is eligible to apply for continued funding for operational infrastructure at the RGV Texas Anti-Gang Center, including covering expenses for utility and technology, various maintenance and operational costs, as well as personnel costs, including the salaries of the TAG administrator, crime analyst, and administrative support. The grant application is in the amount of $600,000 with no local match required. Commissioners approved a resolution in support of legislation being sought by Hidalgo County to address solid waste collection issues throughout unincorporated areas of the county. The legislation would allow them to create a mandatory sanitation program in unincorporated areas of the county and to collect the associated sanitation fees via utility billing. Commissioners approved the subdivision monthly report for the Planning Department, which included 3 new subdivisions, including 1 commercial and 2 residential, one with 10 lots available. Commissioners approved the Engineering Department monthly project status report for construction management services, highlighting projects completed or ongoing, including the Taylor Road, Daffodil, and Dove Avenue widening projects, various CDBG projects, moving forward with the Parks and Recreation Administration and Metro Transit Station, construction and intersection improvements at 23rd Street, including Hackberry, Kendallwood, and Ebony Avenues. The Taylor Road project is a joint project with the City of Mission, and the Daffodil Avenue project still requires additional parcels to be acquired to be able to move forward. Commissioners approved the McAllen Parks and Recreation monthly project status report, including highlighting work completed at Los Encinos Park, pavilion painting completed at Parkland Zone Cascade Park, HVAC units installed at Palm View Community Center, purchasing playground equipment for Bill Shute Park, restroom almost completed at Springfest Park, wildflower native landscape planting throughout the city, and grounds clearing for land survey at the future Kapler Campground. Under bids and contracts, Commissioners approved an award of contract for the purchase and installation of data cabling and security cameras for the new McAllen Parks and Recreation Administration and Metro Transit Station building. Under bids and contracts, Commissioners approved an award of contract to Mataji Construction, Inc. of Benitas, Texas in the amount of $253,000 for storage buildings F and G at McAllen Public Works. The project has a contract time not to exceed 150 calendar days. Commissioners approved an award of contract to MJA Construction, LLC of Mission, Texas in the amount of $193,267 for the Toronto Avenue at South 16th Street Drainage Improvement Project. The scope of work will include installation of new storm sewer infrastructure and related pavement reconstruction. The project has a contract time of 90 calendar days. Commissioners approved an award of contract to MJA Construction, LLC of Mission, Texas in the amount of $196,506.92 for the Quince Avenue and North 8th Street Drainage Improvement Project. The scope of work will include installation of new storm sewer infrastructure and related pavement construction. The project has a contract time of 60 calendar days. Commissioners approved an award of contract to NM Contracting, LLC of McAllen, Texas in the amount of $4,642,700 for the construction of the new McAllen Firefighter Training Facility and a budget amendment for $1,200,000 for related project construction cost and materials testing. The project has a contract time not to exceed 480 calendar days. Commissioners approved a purchase contract to Motorola Solutions, Inc. of Chicago, Illinois for license plate recognition equipment with selected options, including delivery and installation for Texas RGV Texas Anti-Gang LPR system through existing and/or multi-governmental co-op contract purchasing through Texas DIR and Sourcewell contract, and M500 in-car video quotation. The total cost is $1,598,091.31 and will be paid for with state grant funding. Commissioners approved a sole source award of contract to Alliance Transportation Group for short-range transit plan revisit for Metro McAllen. The previously approved plan was implemented before the pandemic, and transit service changes as well as market trend changes require a need to revisit the short-range transit plan to ensure effectiveness and efficiency in schedule, budget, and service. The cost is $100,000 and will be paid for by funds from the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization with no local match required. Commissioners approved a sole source award contract to the Revenue Markets, Inc. for 4 turnstiles and related hardware, software, installation, testing, and follow-up support and maintenance for the Ansalduas International Bridge. The cost is $61,755. Under ordinances, Commissioners approved an update to the Wrecker Service Ordinance, increasing the flat rate fee from $100 to $200. It also allows wrecker companies to charge an additional $50 fee for rollover accidents or inverted vehicles. There are currently 14 wrecker companies on a rotation list that operate under this ordinance in the City of McAllen. Commissioners approved a budget amendment to pay debt service interest for Revenue Bond Service 2022A and Revenue Bond Service 2022B to the North American Development Bank for the Ansalduas Full Cargo Project. The amount is for $2,345,027. Commissioners approved a designation change for on-site sewage facilities inspection from the Environmental Health and Code Enforcement Department to the Building Inspections Department. Commissioners approved an ordinance that allows for the regulation of off-premises signs by relocation agreements. This will help reduce visual clutter, eliminate non-conforming signs, and facilitate the relocation of existing off-premise signs to more appropriate locations. Each relocation agreement is subject to City Commission approval. Under the City Manager's report, Commissioners accepted a certification of unopposed candidates for certain races on the May 6, 2023 General City Election and issuance of an order of cancellation for same races by City Secretary Perla Lara. McAllen City Commission Districts 5 and 6 and McAllen Public Utility Board Trustee Places B and C are unopposed races and will be canceled. Assistant City Manager and Emergency Operations Coordinator Mr. Jeff Johnston gave an update on the number of migrant asylum seekers being brought by Border Patrol to the Catholic Charities Respite Center. EOC Johnston updated the community on the changing numbers being received. For the week ending February 15th, there were 934 total drop-offs, and for the week ending February 22nd, there were 815 total drop-offs. The shelter at Ansalduas Park is on standby and is ready with tents and equipment to operate at capacity of 4,000 if there are changes. Title 42 will end on May 11, 2023. We hope you enjoyed this recap of your McAllen City Commission meeting. Meetings are set for the second and fourth Monday of each month. We also air the entire meeting on the McAllen Cable Network Spectrum 1300 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. For the City of McAllen, I'm Xochitl Mora.